Sweet. I think that is live. Hello, people. Let us know if you can hear us, if we seem okay, if we're like, I don't know, if the whole screen is just like a giant purple square or something. Tell us. I don't know.
It's unlikely, but do tell us if it has happened.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yes. We were just trying to remember what we were working on, which last time we did the locative case. We did like a
got
whole case.
quite a lot done.
Yeah. We were like zooming through this thing, the Italianate daughter, which will one day have a name.
We could work on that if you want.
That makes me wonder.
To be fair, you probably want to have finished all of the sound changes before you completely settle on something.
Yeah, that's
because
fair.
Otherwise, if you really like something, there is a risk that you end up accidentally like destroying it. Although, having said this, you will like. I think that you tend to come across forms that you really like, and if you find one that you really like and you're like, that should be the name, then let me know.
Okay.
And you can just kind of work with it.
Yeah. Because something that I wonder about, right? Because of the nature of how we're doing this language family. Would it not make sense to come up with the name of the proto-language and then just take all that through sound changes, and they all have, like, they all still think they're that language, but it's changed over time?
Well, it depends on a lot on really the psychology of the people, right? So,
yeah.
You know, if you are like, say that you're thinking of China, for example, and you're calling your language Hanyu, which is like, and you're using that term, which refers to the Han people, and it's the language of that people, and you're basically emphasizing this idea that you're of this ethnic lineage. So I don't think I got the tone right for that one, because Han is a Korean.
Okay.
But then if you think about Spanish, for example, so there was, at some point, people started speaking in a way that was distinct enough from Latin that they, Hanyu.
Thanks, George.
So they couldn't, they weren't able to speak Latin in a way that was what matched with the documents, basically.
Right.
And this happened at various stages in different parts of the former Latin-speaking areas of the empire. And usually those languages end up being named for the areas where these kind of dialects emerge, if you want to call them that, or you could call them languages, or you could call them language varieties, or whatever. There's loads of words and they all mean very slightly different things, but no one can really agree on what they actually mean.
Yeah. Okay.
So when Spanish people say that they speak Spanish, what they often what they are invoking is a sense of a modern united Spain. And so to speak, but that's especially in Spain. And you have other people who will call the language Castellano, which refers to this particular area of Spain, or what we call Spain now, an area of the Iberian Peninsula, that which is where one of these, as George is saying, languoids Where the one that we think of as the origin of contemporary Spanish is coming from.
Okay.
So for like English, for example, refers to like the angles, right? So that points really far back, and actually outside of the in the angles were not native, but England, which is obviously referring to the same thing, has become native, which is the other thing, right? So nativeness is always contextual. So if you had a group of people who like they got plonked on their pillar, and their response is basically to say, we've been cursed by the gods, but we can survive by preserving what we've done. And in reality, their language will continue to evolve just because of the time depth that you have decided on, right?
Yeah.
But those people, if they have tried to maintain this history, then those people may well decide that, well, if the people who came here spoke, I don't know, just picking a random word, cuplo, that means pomelo. Probably when you that would be chuplo anyway. But you know, like the whatever, yeah. So yeah, like George is saying, basically, as long as you have the story down, you can justify whatever name.
Okay. That would definitely be cool, because like I could see a lot of ways to interpret that in different places. Like I could see like, starting places maybe holding on to it more. Like I could see once they start interacting with each other, needing different words to refer to what their different languages, or, depends how different they end up being in some of these like chains where they like, I'm thinking like these ones over here and like over here where they kind of eventually get some contact back, but things to think about.
But is that like kind of inform kind of where
Yeah.
we're headed, right?
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Because I know that for a while you weren't sure which language you wanted where and with what sort of story. So
Yeah. Well, I think I'm pretty set because, like, with the chains of migrations, right, of how the people are gonna move and then we're gonna have the separate bits, I think that definitely, like, will dictate a lot, and then at that point, I can just, like, I think that's good. I think that works, because we have, like, these, like, the Italianate can be this, where is it? Where's M? Oh, this little pink friend up here, right? So, like, that'll be our little pink friend.
that feels like a really Miles way of describing what's going on.
I have to bring some of the Miles energy, right?
In a positive way, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that'll be good. And I'm good with that kind of specificity,
Okay.
to latch onto and then build around that. Because like, the only ones we have right now is I know C is the, like, archipelago, but all the other ones I can put literally wherever. Like, I can even come up with the clusters as long as they're roughly the same, like, and they're all about the same distance from the equator in terms of, like, what would really impact it. So, like, I've got enough wiggle room. Also, hello, everybody.
Okay.
Go back down.
I do want to ask Caleb, have you considered making well, first of all, have you seen the Luxembourg shorts? Because if you've not seen them, then you're going to be lost to begin with. And second of all, have you considered mandolin as your Conlang word of the day to make as a way of preparing food?
Oh, yes, that would be brilliant because that is the prompt. He's so good. Yeah. I do like that.
Okay, so I feel like we reached the end of that thought, right?
Yeah, I think we're ready to transition. So that I guess the question now is, do we want to keep working through cases, or now that we kind of have the idea of one, do we want to go back to sound changes, back to something else?
Well, the cases thing prompted a lot of the sound changes. So I feel like keeping going with this is not a bad idea.
All right, I'm here for it.
Which probably means, where is it? Do you know which book's coming out yet?
It doesn't?
Ah! Yes. Okay. Do you want to try looking this up then?
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Open your textbook to page. Okay, I'm ready. What am I looking for?
Do you know the section that really is needed?
Where is the no, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Okay. Have I opened this yet? No.
You haven't?
No, I just got it in the mail like yesterday. Because y'all were talking about it, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna order it, and I'm gonna be so fancy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So,
well, you know where appendixes usually are, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, here we go. I went too far, and I was in the like references section. Okay, here we go.
George is asking what is what. Do you mean the book or? Okay. So you want the appendix 2, which is target source.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually don't know if there is. No, they don't call it accusative in here. I think that we have to look up object. Is that right? No, it's not object. This was a poor choice on my part for what to. Oh, is it patient?
Here we go.
Yes, here we go. We have patient.
Patient?
I don't know if patient is quite correct. Yeah. So we're both getting world lexicon and grammaticalizations out. So
where did? Oh, there we go. Okay. And if it doesn't say the page number.
On page 484.
Okay. Where are you seeing that? Because like when I look in the appendix here, it doesn't have a page number.
It's up here.
Oh yes, I am on that page looking at this, but this doesn't say which page to then go to.
Oh no, you have to find it yourself.
What's the point of the appendix? Just the list of names?
But like, first of all, like, if you read through some of the ideas, so number one, allative. Do you know what the allative is?
Allative, no.
Okay, so the allative is like when you put something in the case of going to it, so towards. Then number two, give. You speak English. You know what give means.
Yes.
Okay, recipient, we can understand. Take, we can understand. I'm not sure if patient is the same as the accusative, but I think that the allative is probably the closest thing. Now, you can either then go into the body of the book to find the allative, but that will tell you what goes from the allative to the next thing.
Right.
Whereas we're still at the stage where we're thinking about kind of
The reverse?
Yeah, how to get to a allative sort of thing. Although this isn't helping us either because it's arrive, go to, or see.
Okay.
So you have a vibe of what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Part of me wants to be like, well, wedded. So one thing you can just say that there was a suffix that came out of not nowhere, but like that you decided was just gonna be the accusative or object marker.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm fairly sure that the Korean accusative can't be traced back from before the kind of rul period. So one thing that we could do is have some kind of post position.
Okay.
So which then means that you end up making post position. It's kind of a like you end up just kind of going back as far as you sort of end up going.
Okay.
Okay, so there is another important question, which is there a particular vowel that you're already feeling like you want to associate with the accusative?
How much is accusative gonna come up? I feel like a decent amount it could come up.
Well, it depends on if you are thinking, will it come up a lot in names? So here's part of the funny thing is that you also already have a dative. Like we say we want an accusative and a dative.
Yeah.
So and you know that like we're thinking of maybe using something allative for our accusative, but the allative also often has a dative meaning. So you know, if I give a book to you, it's the same as saying I'm going to go to town. Distinguished is saying sometimes accusative can mark objects of prepositions. So this is where it might be that you could have a different meaning for a preposition depending on, or a postposition, depending on the case that it's put in. So you get this in some Slavic languages. I think it's the classic example. Gonna just look up the Polish because that's the one I know how to pronounce the best.
Okay. And just to confirm real quick, super side note. So I found some of the targets that have sources of allative. There's like 4 of them that I found so far. Should I be noting those, or are we not going to come back to that?
So I don't think we need them in the document, although it's kind of hard because this is like one of those places where we're just sort of trying to figure out, like, the thing is, we've set a precedent because our locative comes from yat.
Yeah.
Which is, we already do have some. No, those aren't origins. What did yat originally mean?
Wasn't it like hand or something? Or no, it was. I feel
Area.
like area. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it becomes locative case. Okay, cool. Yeah, because what I'm seeing is both there's a complementizer, which is kind of interesting. There's patient. There is, where's the other ones? Purpose is one of them. Temporal. Until are all things I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's trying to like figure out what the thing that you're trying to make, kind of where that thing comes from, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And it might be that maybe if we figure out the origins for some of the easier ones, the other one we can fill in with what's not included in those ones.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
So,
I think that would be good.
For example, I've just remembered that they don't call the dative in this. I think that one is that recipient? This is such a funny stream, just two people looking in a book.
Yeah, looking at textbooks. I'm sorry I don't have a top-down camera for this, so that you could look with us.
We already went through recipient because that was what I was looking for the object. I think that really we should just pick a verb, not a verb, a vowel for the accusative.
Okay.
Because if you can't find a good source and you don't want to spend a million years trying to figure it out, let's just pick one.
It shall be O.
Oh, I thought you were like, it shall be O.
No. Oh. The dative was the friends we made along the way, y'all. Oh.
Okay, so this is going to be proto O.
Yeah.
Now, this then begs the question of what happens. So if there's no vowel, then it will be quite comfy. So you'll just get consonant followed by O at this point. So I've got the rules in. I don't have any words in yet. So I'm going to go and grab I quite liked the list of countable things.
Yeah.
I can't ever find anything. Okay. Plant, is it under plants? No. So we have glue, and I think I have to rewrite it because yeah, we got into trouble last time with some of that stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna sound so stereotypical when I start saying this. So plug tea.
Do we want to pull that up, or are we not going to have it long enough that we should pull it up?
I will let you put it on screen. And I've gone for dark mode this time.
Ooh. Okay.
So Murach. Kalp and Kubla. Chubla. So do you want me to do it so that we have the nominative and accusative next to each other? Or are you okay if I just go in and put an O after these?
Yeah, that's fine. I can use my imagination.
Okay. So now we have glui, plarshi. I want to check how we got plarshi because I know it started as plarchi and then stress. Oh, okay. The aspirated stop spirantization already happened.
I really like that word. Plarshi.
I feel like I don't know. I think it's whenever there's like a coda R that you're pronouncing, I think it sounds like Simlish.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It's a bad kind of position to take.
Yeah.
Equally, on the topic of things that are bad, the sequence echral.
Well.
Yeah.
A little
And
sketch.
then we have chuplo.
Chuplo.
And
I feel like that B and that P together should do something, right?
Yes. We can write those sort of things in now if you want.
Chublo. I mean, maybe it's fine. It's fine.
But no, they're gonna do stuff. It's just when you want to like pull the trigger on that. And then we have this becomes gluigo. Plarcio. Murasho. Echralfo.
Not too bad.
And chuplo.
Chuplo.
Yeah, with two O's.
Yeah. Oh.
So we don't actually allow this to happen in the proto language at the moment.
Okay.
Which then brings me to the question of, first of all, do we have a W? And the answer is no.
So we can't just do like a, yeah.
However, we also just, at the moment, we wouldn't usually allow vowels in a hiatus. So
yeah.
This is where I don't know, like we can think a bit about what happens so Plashy. Well, no, we could look at the Luigo. So I think this is kind of doing what we want it to.
Yeah.
And
Gluey.
it might be useful for context to also throw in the locative. It's locative that we did, right?
Yeah.
Which is yet,
Yep.
yeah.
With the little.
So it will be glui, gluigo, gluicha, plarshi, plarsho, and plarsha, and mura, murasho, and murasha, and like this H, Vila, this, I think that we should talk about the gemination of consonants because I think this is getting to be too much.
Yeah.
So this is where I would consider, if I can pull up the, yeah, I want to basically do an example, and I want roots that are a vowel followed by two consonants and then another vowel. And I'm gonna output them, and we'll look at 10 for now, and we can always come back in a bit. So I'm gonna put these up here. So these are all, if I've got this right, yeah, I think this works. These are all just consonant sequences that currently are allowed in the language.
Okay.
And here's how they come out at the moment. So you have alma, ampa, abma, afsa, arha, ahba, amsa, asha, akta, agsa. And some of these are kind of what you would expect. I don't actually know what the Italian reflex of where alma comes from in Spanish. Oh, it's because Spanish is weird. So it's anima in Latin. And it became alma through sound changes. But is that palma in Italian? Yes. So yeah, it would be allowed in like LM should be fine. MP I think is fine. The B here to me is worrying me a little bit more. But it sounds fine. Abma versus Abma. Afsa, fine. Arha. So Bib had talked to you about this, I think, and his suggestion was that R followed by H could become a geminate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about, where was that? Was that the thing? It was Anha, but yeah. Aha, I feel like it worked too.
But it could work with all sonorants.
Oh yes, yeah. Any CH, anything with CH, like a consonant followed with an H, could just become two consonants. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And the Anha was just an example. So yes, that could be fun to do.
So that's the sort of these are the kinds of rules that we're kind of focusing on now.
Yeah.
So I am interested in where things end up going. But yeah. So do you want to keep the voicing distinction in the internal coders? That's probably not phrased in a way that really is very helpful to you as a beginner.
No, I heard that and I'm like, trying to parse, thinking.
So, also, had we talked about which R we're using? Okay, we're using the trill.
About was it like the tapped R or just a regular R? Because we have it under the trill.
We have it as a trill in here.
But I don't think it's a trill.
Well, right now it doesn't contrast with anything.
Yeah.
So if there's not a contrast, usually a trill tends to be short and only a few times. So I'm trying to think of a good example. I think the conservative dialects of Thai have a trilled R. Like I can only think of stupid words. So grachai is a word for like finger root, which is kind of like I think it's similar to ginger or galangal. And I can't roll my R's, so imagine that I'm saying grachai with a trilled R that's short. But you would never get you wouldn't have a word that is distinguished based on how long the trill is held for, basically.
Okay.
Whereas, like cross-linguistically, if you have a distinction, then the trill is usually much more prominent for a long one, and is for a single one is usually held shorter than if you only have the trill.
Okay.
And George is saying that they don't always have trills in Spanish, but it's I don't know, kind of what's the right word? The forms that are usually standard would tend to have like in many places, not speaking with the trill is considered a kind of speech defect. People really want a Mongolian-inspired language after physical Asia. I have also been thinking about this, to be honest. I'm like, yes, Mongolian.
Fair.
So, I'm thinking about the right place so that this thing still, so the metathesis still does what we want, which I think means I don't know if it should come before or after.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing is that based on our current syllable structure,
Mm-hmm.
we allow a word that ends in something like ar.
Ar. Mm.
Ar.
Yeah.
Which would then mean that if we get a distinction, then you don't have to develop it at the ends of words. For example, so you could say that if there isn't a following vowel, then it would just become a single trilled R, or even a tap.
Okay.
Like in Spanish, there is no distinction at the ends of words, for example.
Okay.
Um, Otherwise, you could, like, because say that you develop a distinction.
Mm.
I guess what I'm conscious of is that we'd then distinguish Aryat and Arhyat, which at the moment,
Wow.
oh, I didn't organize this very well. So Era. So yeah, right now this produces what I think to me looks certainly a bit clunky.
Mm.
So it's like Archa, and then Ara is the
Nominative?
I guess so. Yes, this would be the nominative.
Mm.
And I should organize this better because I there. And then at the moment, I've got too many forms in here. I'm gonna put some hyphens in. As long as it, yeah, it'll give us error messages, but that's fine.
Yeah.
So we'd have ara, which is then also era and aro. So aro, era, and then ar. So I guess my thought is that if we did something with the, do you want, like, having a R distinction between a short R and a long R?
I don't feel like I want that.
You don't want that.
I think. That's
Okay.
my first inclination, but that's not a firm. If you're like, but it would be so cool, I pinky promise, I'd be like, let's go.
I think, like I'm gonna double check. I feel like I'm always just checking whether Italian does what I think it does.
Yeah.
So Italian doesn't seem to do the tapped R.
Okay.
So yeah, intervocalically, single R is realized as a trill with one or two contacts. Some literature treats the single contact trill as a tap. Single contact trills can also occur elsewhere, particularly in unstressed syllables. Geminate, the geminate trill manifests as a trill with 3 to 7 contacts.
Okay.
So with my best approximation, ara versus arra.
Okay.
I don't do a proper trill. I really find it hard to. I think I end up doing like a sibilant rotec, like they get in Czech, which
Okay.
is stupid because it's supposed to be hard to pronounce, and I don't think that I can do something else that's not that.
Yeah. I mean,
So I would say it will look very Italian, and also we're aiming to have geminates for most consonants.
yes.
So we can. Is your worry that you won't be able to pronounce it?
I was just like, we could keep it simpler. Like, I don't think I'm like I don't think I'd do a great job pronouncing it, but I mean, I think that's fine. I'm not going to narrate my own audiobook, so who cares?
I say that we lean into the geminates.
Okay, let's do it.
Which means I think I'm going to end up having to rewrite this rule, but that's fine. Okay, so I think that the coda. Also, we're calling it coda consonant loss here. It's actually word final coda consonant loss.
Okay. Shh, George. Shh, shh, shh. It's fine. It's fine. These ones will be fine. It's the one with the spell language I'm the most worried about.
So, this is where like the having stuff already exists really can throw you through a loop.
Yeah.
So gemination, or what should we call this? Like we'll call this sonorant lengthening for now, because that's what we're worried about. So if you have a nasal, or do we call them liquids, or I think we call them approx?
I couldn't tell you. I would guess approx. Yes. Approx.
We do have a class liquid though.
Okay.
I don't know if mixing these is good or not.
I mean,
because we mean the liquids really, so
yeah. We do what we do.
And then we put the asterisk in. This just means that there isn't something in this slot on this side.
Okay.
Actually, no, we don't mean that. So right now, we're mostly targeting H.
Okay.
Which I'm okay doing. So we'll leave this like this now, and we can expand it.
Okay.
So, and then that becomes so we can also label things with numbers. So if we enable this number 1, we can if we write an empty box, it copies what's already there.
Okay.
And then we can put a number 1 in, and it will change the H for whatever is in this bracket here.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
So it's gone from arha to arra.
Mm.
So you have ara versus arra
Mm.
and era. Okay, we have a proper error here. So no combination of a syllable and diacritic has the matrix trill voiced palatal.
Mm.
We're back on the issue of this metathesis.
Okay.
So I don't know if there is a good reason for if we're treating the geminates as basically that you have first of all, we should go back to our where is our syllables defined, and so const minus liquid. Oh no, not minus. Well, we don't allow approximants there either. So,
Okay.
oh, and also not a trill. So yeah, now it properly has it across the boundary. But it means if there is so we can do trace changes on Aryat and see what's going on. Don't really care about Plarchi.
Plarchi. I care about Plarchi.
The syllables just isn't happy with us. Like Aryat.
Can't start with the.
Okay, so I can say not lateral and nocturnal.
Okay.
Because this is a palatal approx voice. And lateral is not defined. At this point, it's going to be easier just to say consonant and I don't know. Can you just say can you say that? Yes. Okay. No, you can't. Oh, it can't start with a.
Huh. Okay.
Do I have to do this? Condensates? No syllable pattern can start with A. Someone's probably in the chat.
No.
No. Okay.
No one's there to save you yet, unfortunately.
I'm gonna go with this and pretend that the syllabification doesn't bother me. Okay. I mean, with the R's, it's easy enough because you could just say minus, like, not a trill.
Mm-hmm.
And then at this point, it's like, well, why isn't there a trill palatal? And it's because we avoided the palatalization of the liquids, which, to be fair, maybe we didn't. Were you against a la ya distinction?
La, yeah. No, that's fine.
No, la ya. Like in familia.
Familia. La,
Well,
yeah. So then Lalya kind of, but with J's because it's IPA.
like, do you know the pasta aglio olio? Or I think it's aglio olio.
Olio, aglio olio.
It's the GL. So yeah, there is actually a distinction in Italian, apparently, between an L sound followed by a Y sound, and basically when you pronounce them together, which is when you get the GL in Italian.
I am not bothered either way, I don't think.
Okay.
I think that's
Cool. Because part of me wants to just be like, well, the singleton R's go to the tap. And then the long R's can be their own thing. Or, no, I was just going to rewrite the metathesis rule. That's what I was going to do.
Okay.
So, basically, nothing, and then at liquid, and then a Y becomes Y liquid nothing. Which isn't how you're supposed to write this, I don't think. But anyway.
If it works, it works.
And then under liquids, we also allow double R and a double L.
Okay.
Which should fix the situation. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. I'm into that. That's fun. Looks fresh.
I don't know what you're supposed to say to that, but anyway. So,
I don't know.
That's the H situation.
Okay.
We also have the H here. So, I think like something like compensatory lengthening is probably what we're going for. Which basically means that you're going to lose some coda consonants and lengthen a following consonant.
Okay.
So H followed by, do we call them stops? I think we've been calling them stops.
I think so.
And then we're going to call this number 1. is going to be another number 1. And then I think this will work.
Mm-hmm.
So Abba has become Abba.
Okay. I don't love Asha. Asha.
Well, it's not Asha, it's Asha.
Asha.
So I think Asha. I mean, you could keep them. You would end up having to spell it funny.
Yeah.
You would end up with like, I'll write it in the private chat, like Asha versus Asha. It's probably how you would spell a long SH.
Asha. Yeah, that would be a little weird.
So then the question becomes basically like, how do you control what goes where? So
Okay.
I'm gonna say like it's a kind of assimilation. So you could just call it like sibilant assimilation or obstruent assimilation. Well, I don't think we want all obstruents to assimilate is the problem.
Right.
So that would, like, if it was obstruent assimilation, do you like AFSA or would you rather it also go to ASA? Because I think AFSA is actually fine.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that. I think that's nice.
We'll call it sibilant assimilation then.
That works.
And it basically would mean that how would you describe this? For the fricatives, it's not too hard. So, and there's also only 2 of them. So it's going to be easier just to write it out.
Yeah.
So those 2. Go to this is really embarrassing if you actually have like a keyboard like me. But anyway, I want to be able to type things without worrying about stuff.
Yeah.
So let's fix that. Asha.
Okay.
Amsa. I think Amsa is fine. It's not very Italian. Like, I don't think you would be allowed this, but it's fine. Oh, this thing, the ehral.
Okay.
So I think that this should also then apply to fricatives.
Okay.
Is basically my logic there. Or just any consonant, I guess. Because we don't want to keep the H's there anyway.
Right.
So the question there becomes, we're going to end up with double H's is my guess. Right? So although that was already have been from an H.
Yeah.
So that would already have to be
Which, yeah.
you can avoid that easily enough.
Yeah, that's
is
true.
what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So ichral is now ichral.
That's kind of cool. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't sound Italian at all.
No, that's a good point.
But the question is, do you want to like these Vila? The Vila fricative is very not Italian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so the fact that we have it at all should be like a warning.
I mean, we can murder it with fire.
Yeah. So the thing is, we've just made like a really strong one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't just a single one. It's like it's the strongest one maybe possible.
Yeah. It's yeah.
So I'm going to the searchable index diachronica and having a look at
Okay.
what you can do with this, especially the long one.
Mm-hmm.
Because the short one, often you can just send to H and then lose it.
Right. Mm.
So apparently, from Proto-Finnic to Proto-Finnish,
Okay.
they sent both long and short X to H.
H. So
So
alpha. The RH would give us.
so I'm thinking like so this would only come about after compensatory lengthening.
Okay.
So then it's unlikely to happen. Where is it? Not with the liquid, because you could quite easily. We're going to move this one up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to have the. Do we already have a debocalization rule?
That doesn't sound like a word I've heard before, so my guess would be no.
So that means basically like something is leaving the mouth area and going to the throat.
Okay.
So can basically say double X and X both go to H. And also I want to throw in double H there.
Okay. Yeah.
It just isn't really the same rule, but anyway, we're playing fast and loose with how things work.
Yeah.
Which then means this is echral, which I thought we had already worried about.
Yeah.
It's because it would have done this thing, which then it doesn't anymore.
Right.
So we have a lingering H.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want H at all, or do you just want to lose it all?
I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also leaning towards maybe we murder it, but also it kind of gives it a bit of a unique twist to the vibe, you know?
Oh, having H or not having H?
Having it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like old Romance. Because
Yeah.
these languages did have H, I think. I'm fairly sure. Like, and then they lost it, I think, within the last. To be generous, I'm going to say 400 years. I think it may have even been more recently.
Okay.
But it means that you have this echral. I'm curious if there's any more H showing up anywhere, which probably means. So first of all, are we feeling comfortable with these forms?
I think so. I think they vibe. They seem fun.
Agsa is a funny one. I think David would probably have us make it Agza. And I feel like I think it's fine. I think we can worry about some of those things later if they come up.
Yeah, I think that's fair because it seems okay here.
So, we've got some interesting things being generated. Interesting things coming.
Okay.
So, no, we do have vowels in sequence. They just belong to different syllables.
Okay.
So we have from theart, we have sear.
Okay.
I do want to point out that it would have the accusative of searto.
Okay.
Okay, something's happened here, and I don't know if I like it.
Okay.
So we shouldn't really have a aspirated F. I think it's because of this so-called cleanup rule.
Okay.
Which probably means that I shouldn't say consonant and I should say stop. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So hifre versus hifre. So you wouldn't usually allow the geminate there in
That's weird.
It's partly because it's generated this form where you have the aspirated stop followed by the H.
Yeah.
Which would be the equivalent of like a super aspirated, which shouldn't really exist.
Right.
I
mean, do we want to put that in like is there like a disallowed cluster kind of thing just from the base that we'd want to create, or do we want to create a rule for that?
It could come up in theory. So I'm just going to say stop minus voiced, and hopefully, yeah, here we go. Hifre. It sorted itself out. Arral. Slursi. So I think that these are RS combinations are something to talk about. So some people had talked about having it go to T, so it'd be slutsi.
Yeah.
I think you could also have it voice, although then you would lose a lot of distinctions. So you probably don't want that. And we have a proto Z anyway, don't we?
Do we?
I think we do. Yeah, we do.
Yes.
So it's a question of where do we want to put those? we've got sibilant assimilation here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if like, okay. So I'm gonna say stopping and just say that R goes to and I'll be the stop, and I think do we call it, no, not manner, phonation? Is that what we're calling it? Yes.
Nation, yeah.
When in front of a alveolar fricative, and then this and I need to put the environment in.
Okay.
Yeah, Slutzi.
Slutzi.
It does sound like it should be something else, but anyway.
Yeah.
And we can test it out. So if we do adza, but now becomes adza.
Yeah, adza. I do like Slutzi.
Slutzi.
Best word ever. That should be something important.
I don't know what you're thinking.
I don't know. We shouldn't say that.
And it would be Slutzi Ho. Wow.
Oh.
Slutzi Ho and Slutzi. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That would be a vibe.
Beautiful.
Lucy.
So Adza, Hodrar, Alpsa, Illo, Sostru, Abba. I do want to do something at the least with the stressed schwa. It feels like it shouldn't have still stuck around.
Yeah, like that being stressed is a little weird.
I mean, there will be many people who are watching. I mean, I don't know how many people are watching, but like you can stress schwa. It happens even in, I think it more so in American English than in British English.
Okay.
But I think there are more and more words where like the vowel is clearly at this point the same as a schwa, and it is being stressed. Like I think it's like, I know it's verticized there. I think in a word like further, for example.
Okay.
The vowels are almost identical. I don't know if that's quite the right point. George will know better than me, but anyway. So I had thought about having that go to A. In in Vietnamese, you get this distinction between long A and short A out of a similar sort of pattern. Although, I don't know, there is something kind of interesting about having I mean, how are you feeling about it?
I mean, it definitely doesn't quite vibe, but also the fact that we have it is a little weird of it. So we could like lean into that as a difference thing, but
well, we'll get in for the daughter that's more inspired by Korean.
right.
This will become the vowel.
Yeah.
The one that you usually see written as EO.
Yeah.
And now desperately trying to think of a word that has it in. And everything I can think of has different vowels. Like it's the first vowel in Solal, I think, like the Korean New Year.
Okay.
So that's where that vowel will be headed.
Okay.
Which then means that like I think making it go to A would be fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
especially with the other way we're going. Like, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
On the schwa thing in Italian, George, it's a really interesting one because they are developing schwa specifically to avoid gendering things. So you actually see in like I have Italian friends from work now who in very in like quite casual circumstances are using schwa to avoid the gendered endings. So like they'd say amica rather than amiche or amici. Amici.
Okay.
And they write it with the schwa sign as well. Next time I see an example, I will take a screenshot.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's go A.
Okay.
Let's A it.
And there's no reason for it not to happen really early.
Yeah, we could stick it like.
Although this does mean that having secondary stress actually might be important. So,
oh boy,
it's fine.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
So I think if we're gonna do this, we probably do want a diacritic for it. Which then means that I'm gonna feature plus stress. Can I just call it like that? Yeah. Do I remember where secondary stress is on my IPA keyboard? Maybe.
Maybe.
So here we go. Yeah. So that's stress 2. So we apply stress on the first vowel, and then secondary stress. And this is why I don't like my keyboard, because it forces me to do the long sign every time. So this would basically be that, so vowel would go to plus stress 2 when there. Oh, and we can also just look at vowels, and then vowel minus stress 2. Oh, no, it's there that we want it. And then vowel plus stress. Now, do we have 5-syllable words?
In the examples?
Cat. I don't think we have them.
Okay.
Because at the moment we have monosyllabic case endings, and we only have roots. I think our longest root that we've got made is 3 syllables long.
That sounds right.
So I think that we're fine.
Okay.
And then we're gonna say, so schwa lowering, and so schwa plus stress. Oh, I can't write it like that. I think I have to say mid-central vowel.
Okay.
Plus stress goes to A.
Okay.
And I also want to include these secondarily stressed ones. So plus stress 2. Okay. Let's see what this has done. It feels like it's got a bit confused sometimes what's going on. So like if we trace this one, so it knows that first U is stressed. Gluyik, gluyika, gluyita, gluyicha. It's when the Y drops out. It seems to have bothered the diacritic. Which is honestly kind of interesting, because it would suggest that the stress has moved onto the last syllable, but that's not really accurate.
Right.
I don't know what exactly is the it's I feel like I would need to define these differently, which I think that I can do.
Okay.
So this would be a central vowel, and it's going to a mid-front vowel.
Mm.
This is a front vowel, and it's going to a close front vowel, and this is a back vowel, and it's going to a high back vowel.
Okay.
And was the yod supposed to disappear here or not?
I don't think so. No?
Okay. Oh, close. Blue yik. Error. So, palatal approx.
Voiced closed back vowel. Oh no.
Oh, it does need the... I don't know if we were doing this or not. I think it may just be that I need to write the yod back in. I think that we did lose it.
Okay.
Or maybe we... I'm gonna just open the file again and
Okay.
double check, because I'm sure that we had reasons last time as to why we did things the way we did. No,
Probably.
we did intend to keep... We intended to keep the yod.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so do Lujica. Lujica. But I'm sure that it had then become Gluicha.
That does sound familiar.
No, we didn't duplicate it either, so it would have lost it. It would have combined the two.
Okay.
Yeah, Gluicha. Gluicha. Okay. Lovely.
Okay.
And now this has given us errors. Let's double check our chat. So, yes, yeah. So this is what's happened. The compensatory lengthening going earlier than something else.
Okay.
Has meant that we get a double yeah there, rather than the sonorant lengthening.
Okay.
Which feels like we're never gonna have... Does moving sonorant lengthening up do what we want it to?
Hopefully.
Because the thing is, I feel like this this one was there for a reason, and this has to come after this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to like make a choice. Well, I had originally to think this was just stop.
Okay.
I think if I say not an approximate, but then that doesn't stop the H going before the thing.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't fit the syllable, no syllable.
I feel like we just don't want a geminate after a consonant.
Yeah, that seems to be the pattern, I think.
So, and we want this before metathesis, because that's when this really becomes an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So it would be geminate simplification. So we can say consonant number 1 followed by number 1 is the first one is unchanged and we lose the second one. Does this fix things? I feel like we've lost the distinction that we had here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that, yeah.
So, arre. Oh, I never specified this. This is why the environment matters.
Okay.
We went for this to happen after a consonant. Okay, ara, era. So now these are the same.
Yeah.
Here, but different here.
Which
which I don't know. We don't get H followed by J a lot. The other thing is that you could also specifically target this and have it go to a like here will often become a different sound anyway.
Yeah. I could see that. Okay.
So that could go to sha, and
Ooh.
I don't know if it will actually fix what we really want it to fix, but it's an idea.
It's a thing.
So
and we have a bib now. Welcome.
Feels funny knowing that Bib's watching this.
We're just fighting with Lexergy. It's okay. Well, Bib has no idea with the Lexergy stuff, right? So I feel like Bib will just be like, I don't know what you're doing. Have fun.
Okay. So one thing, this absolutely the should go to P.
A bowl. Yeah.
And I think that wants to be some kind of regressive or progressive. So if I say regressive or progressive, do you know what I'm talking about?
Going back versus going forward?
Yes. This could actually be an interesting thing to think about with another case.
Okay.
If we want to try and throw one together.
Let's do it. Why not?
Really quickly. Okay, I'm sharing a new tab. We'll go into the cases.
Okay.
Oh, actually, the stuff with the vowels with the accusative wouldn't be too hard to get through. But anyway, we'll get back to that when we go back to the lexigy.
Okay.
So, genitive.
Okay. And I did, if you'll see, I started breaking out the other case tables in case we need them for locative, dative, and genitive, if we need them.
Okay, cool. So I think genitive is another one that gets called different stuff in the world lexicon of grammaticalization. And I think that it usually, although let me double check this.
I'm just pretending I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So it comes under possessive or possession.
Okay.
Or
A possessive?
I think it. No, I think some of these are verbs. So painful sometimes, where you're just like, "What's going on?" There's also a useful section in the front. So
each possessive. Okay.
If you go to page 25.
Please turn your textbooks to page 25. Got it.
They do have a kind of the definitions of what they are calling things.
Okay.
So a possessive is what we want. It's of, marker of attributive, possession, genitive case, associative, connective.
Okay.
Okay, so their examples include the ablative. Again, basically everything can come from an ablative.
Love it.
Benefactive. So, do you know what a benefactive is?
Like
I think you have it in Osmalau, don't you?
Maybe.
Osmalau, yeah.
Osmalau. Yeah, Osmalau. I need to practice saying it the proper way now that there is a proper way. Osmalau.
You know that I only made it like that so that it would match what you were telling me you said.
Yeah, but like I'm not consistent. Come on.
Okay.
Osmalau. Yeah, I think it's close. Anyway.
Okay.
Yes. I think so. I mean, I know I have like dative. So I think so. So you can go with that.
Well, the thing is that we've been basing these on nouns, right?
Yeah.
Which basically means that you don't have to have everything come from the same source, but it would kind of make sense.
Yeah, I'm good with being consistent with that.
So, like, they have home or locative. So again, like, you would basically you'd want to think like what would be basically what would be the difference between an area versus, so with home you can kind of understand the difference, right? Like if it's a Jake Home book, then it's my book. Whereas if it's a Maddie Home book, it's your book. Which then means if it's a snail home shell, it's a snail's shell. And if it's a slug home shell, it's a shell that belongs to a slug.
Right.
So that's where like the home sense comes from. But you can see that there's locative there as well. So you can kind of you can expand that idea to basically like anything like that's kind of on our side.
Mm.
And you also can see like you can get it from thing.
Thing. Okay.
So and that won't just mean like literal, like I think when I first started looking at these things that come from something like thing, then I kind of assumed it just had to be like the word thing, which sometimes it does work like that.
Okay.
Korean does loads of stuff with the word thing. I'm trying to find the example that they're referring to. So their example is that, so in classical Arabic, ana means thing.
Okay.
But in Chadian Arabic, hana is a genitive marker. So Beit Hana Musa, so house thing Musa becomes Musa's house. So this happened in Thai and Khmer as well. They have, I don't know this romanization. I'm going to go with something like this. 拍是空 for go by things. So 拍 go 是 by 空 is things. And then you can say Mia Kong Pom would be my wife, which is wife thing I.
Lovely.
Okay.
I mean, that could be fun.
Well, then the question is, does it make sense for this? And also, at the point you're using something like thing, you could argue that you might as well just give it a form. It's just what it is. Also, we need to pick a vowel. So O and A are taken. So I would say probably should be E or E.
E.
Okay. And we should, I wanted to put a consonant on it as well. Do you want to try with a bunch of consonants and see what comes up?
We could try that.
So, how do I do this? I can go root, and then I can put.
Do we still have the DZ?
DV?
The alveolar voiced thing, the DZ with the D.
Oh. We do get it, yes.
Because that could be fun. See?
So we don't have it in Proto, but you could make it Z.
Z. Okay.
And Z would be, we'll see how it comes out.
Okay, we could try that. It's one to start with anyway, or to try first. You know?
Yeah. I can make some random forms, and I can also Okay, I'll show you what the random forms look like, and we can
Okay.
have a look at what happens with the ones where we know what they mean also. Are we done with these top words?
I think so.
Do you want to remember the form for sluzi?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we put that somewhere?
Yeah.
And I'll highlight it.
Where we'll put it in basic terms or something.
Yes. It will be basic.
Klurtig is a really heavy root. You could make it a compound.
Yeah, probably. So I have to come up with like.
Okay. Oh, I need to copy. Okay. So this is just random. Wow. Blurb Mitchie.
Wait, what? Where? What?
This one here. Blurb Mitchie. The root form would just be Blurb Mitch.
Blurb Mitch?
Blurb. It's so horrible. It's such a.
It's a little special.
Yeah.
Little weird.
So,
little fun. Little crazy.
I don't think this actually gives us a lot of C. So we would get. I think that we could make it end in D.
D. Okay.
And that goes to Z. So that will guarantee us. That will guarantee us good levels of Z.
Okay.
This is the thing with using random generators, is that you get some very funny forms, which you probably wouldn't make as roots yourself.
Yeah.
So, and I also need to update this so that it doesn't cause us issues with the Y's and J's.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to regenerate things. So, Jofzi, Gislarkzi. This is getting interesting. I'm curious why this is Idsrozi and not Idsro. Oh, it's because it's between vowels.
Okay.
So this would mean that when you have a coda consonant, it will come out as Z.
Z. Okay.
And when you have a vowel at the end, it will come out as Z.
I think that's could be fine.
So you have Yoftzi, Gislarkzi. We have to do something about Gislarkzi.
Yeah, that one's a little problem child.
So we're keeping sla, aren't we? Gislak. So it's we got the R and the K and the Z.
Okay.
Honestly, this feels like a place where you would just insert a vowel because it's kind of so heavy at that point that, I mean, I think part of it is like a balance between I guess it's like when you do this, when these languages evolved, there was always a tension between the fact that Latin was being used and people could read and write Latin at the same time that these languages had developed from Latin.
Right.
So in Spanish, you know that if you see a word which is like with a CT cluster, like in acto, then it is basically borrowed from Latin rather than being a word that's like developed naturally from Latin.
Okay.
Whereas with this, there isn't necessarily going to be a lot of when we do the Korean inspired language, we will have lots of mixed clusters. So I wouldn't worry about that there.
Okay.
So we will be able to get some in some languages. I think it's that at some point, like you have to basically decide how far you can go with kind of where things are. So like so it looks like in French, for example, that CT never reduced. So you have the word act.
Okay.
Whereas like in Italian, it became atto. And in Spanish and Old Galician Portuguese, it became auto.
Okay.
And in modern Portuguese, it's ato. So you get these kind of the ones with the arrows are loans, I think. So the French one is a loan. It's not that it survived from the French actus.
Okay.
So like in Corsican, although Corsican I think is its own branch, so that's not necessarily the best comparison. But anyway, let's not worry about this too much longer.
Okay.
We've got no time left.
Oh, that's true.
We can worry about these clusters next time.
Yeah. In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jake will be back in 2 weeks, and I'm probably kidnapping a bib for next week. I have no idea what we will do, but probably not this. Because Lexergy.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start brainstorming. What was the other one we were going to do? Maybe we'll do some like side brainstorming. See if that comes up with any proto bits we want to have for the verby ergative daughter. I don't know. We'll see. There'll be shenanigans and something related to.
If you wanted to do a different branch with Bib, you very well could.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you make sure that you don't have two, or even if you have two roots for the same thing, it happens all the time in natural languages. So but it's also probably easiest to try and focus on something that's simpler. I mean, this has gone to places that I didn't think it was going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that you will find a way to make this back.
Yeah.
It does kind of imply these really old. The oldest ones may have existed before.
Yeah.
Maybe as some separate things.
Mm-hmm.
We can always retcon what those were.
Yeah, if we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works. I mean, and like, yeah, we have so much flexibility with this too, because like we're at least a year or two away from even starting writing a book in this world. So probably 2 years at least. And then it would be limited anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We gave an update on what's happening.
Watch our Luxembourg videos if you haven't done already.
Luxembourg videos. Let's have a boobas tomorrow.
Yep.
Playing time on Thursday. Conlanging on Saturday. Is that all the things we need to say? I think so.
Okay. You mentioned Conlanging on Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Glad some people have done their words for the day. I've been seeing a lot of them in the Discord, which is fun. Need to actually go read through them all. But yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.